But you also know that Ablakwa's questions was not about technical Air Force issues. It was about politics and accountability. His concern was that President has avoided something that's available, already paid for, and is flying something else.
You see, ordinarily, in,
at the cost of
in parliamentary practice, when you file a question, you do not throw it to the public. You wait for the answer, then later on you can discuss it in Parliament. So Honorable Ablakwa's question that you asked was not asked to me in Parliament.
This question I'm asking?
At all.
Yes, but that seemed to be the basis. What seemed to be the basis for his
it
question
is because,
was political accountability.
No, it is because he had discussed it outside. So many people assume that that's the question he asked me.
Oh,
not
that's
at all.
interesting.
Not at all. He never asked me about the president's travels. He never asked me about the type of plane the president used. He never asked me about the chartered aircraft. All he asks is the Falcon airworthy or not? Even the supplementary questions, it was not about the travels. It was not about the type of aircraft.
Explain to us what supplementary question is.
Supplementary
so
question
the question was one.
So when they ask a question in Parliament, the person who will normally be the person who asks a question has an opportunity to ask 3 supplementary questions.
Okay.
Follow-up questions.
Follow up during the time you're answering.
I'm answering. So
but
when
the
I
question
finish,
that comes to you is one question.
It's just one question.
And
so
that, what was that question that came to you?
That question was that, is the Falcon airworthy?
That's all.
That's it.
Okay, but then that will then answer if it was airworthy. Yes. Why then did the president take another plane at the cost of?
So I said that yes, the Falcon is airworthy. But I took the time to explain some things. I gave historical background. I gave the fact that President Akufo had requested for acceded to the request of the Air Force to have 2 aircrafts, even though he knew he would not use any of them, so that the politics of you are binding for yourself is not there. He knew, but he acceded to it, and the NDC canceled the bigger jet and left us with a small one.
I'll say that again. President Akufo requested in 2008, I remember that story, to Parliament, asking for the Ghana Air Force to be equipped with 2 planes.
2 planes.
One was this one.
And the other one was a big one, called a BBJ, which is a Boeing business jet, which could carry 120 passengers.
Which can be configured the way you're talking about.
That's exactly what the Air Force wanted.
Okay, so this request was placed then, 2008.
Then, in 2000, President Akufo acceded to it. He agreed and ordered these 2 planes.
Then what happened?
Then the NDC canceled the bigger jet. And so Ghana didn't have money. So they would only go, one was 35 million, the other was 60 million.
60?
Yes.
This
in
Falcon
fact,
was
by
35 million.
parliamentary hands, it was 63 million.
And the other one was 63 million?
Yes.
The bigger one was 63 million, United States dollars.
United States dollars.
Yeah. Oh, what about now? Okay.
That's fine.
All right. Yes.
But then the NDC decided to cancel the order for the bigger jets when they won power in 2009, citing the fact that Ghana didn't have money to do that and left only the one that could pick 11 people. The one that could pick 120 people, they canceled it. They didn't have money. Only for us to later learn that they had paid judgment debt of more than 100 million within that same period.
You are referring to the Alfred Woyome case?
Woyome alone was the equivalent of 49 million.
Yeah.
Just one person. And added together.
Yes.
So for us, the priority of the NDC then was to pay judgment debt, not to buy the Air Force plane. So it was not the issue of money. And I stated this on the floor of Parliament that it looks to me that the NDC's priority at that time was to pay judgment debt and not to give the Air Force what they are looking for.
But was that not politicking, Honorable Defense Minister? Let's now talk about this. So the headline that has come out is this bathroom situation. And let me play this video. This is from your appearance on JoyFM's PM Express with Evans Mensah yesterday. Let's have a look at it.
No, the one that was hired.
Excuse me. 2, you said President can shower in a private. I said President can shower in. Yes. That's why he didn't travel.
Yes, that's what you said.
I said that.
Yes, I heard you in Parliament. So let's clarify. What did you say about
Listen
the shower?
to me. Let me read what I said. Let me read what I said. And whether you mention the president, let me read what I said. I said, and let me quote, the aircraft will carry a load of 11 passengers. That is our Falcon. When this aircraft is traveling, it was from your supplementary answers.
Yes.
Because it will only be the hazard. Yeah. When this aircraft is traveling to the eastern part of the United States or Asia,
wait a minute.
Asia, it will not load a crew of more than 8. It will load a crew of no more than 8 plus the luggage. That's what I said. So it depends on where the aircraft is going. Secondly, I have also said that the aircraft has to do refueling stops. And also in this COVID area, when you are traveling to multiple destinations, like the president's recent travel, the Falcon couldn't have been taken because it will have to do technical stuff which are not desirable. And when he's traveling with more than 20 people, when any president is traveling with more than 20 people, he has been, president has been doing with business trips that has brought a large sums of money to this country. He will need more than just a Falcon. Otherwise, these people will have to go a day ahead, which will be other cost to Ghana. And even the president himself will have to go a day ahead, which will be other cost to Ghana, because no president, that's why I said, I used the word, I said no president, I never mentioned Akufo-Addo, I said no president can have a shower in this aircraft. He cannot move from this aircraft, no president can move from this aircraft straight there. Why did I mention Akufo-Addo's name?
But it's obvious. You don't need to mention it.
But why did I mention Akufo-Addo's name?
Okay.
And you said that Akufo-Addo cannot shower, that's why he...
No, but that is it.
I don't like that.
I'm grateful that you came.
It's wrong.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hon Ablakwa. Thank you very much.
Okay, so this was the concern at the program yesterday about the shower. And
so remember that I was talking as somebody representing a body, the Ghana Armed Forces, particularly the Air Force, and making a point that the current facility you have given them, they are not able to serve the purpose with it efficiently. They want an aircraft that has large capacity, and all these facilities will be in so that whoever they are traveling with, they do not have to go 3-4 days and be sleeping in hotels. They want to be able to go, have the meeting, and get out of that particular place. And I said that no president using this aircraft can shower in this aircraft. No president can freshen up.
Because there's no shower in there?
There's nothing like that. I never said Akufo-Addo or John Mahama or Kufo or no, I never said that.
You were talking about the configuration.
3 presidents have used this aircraft before.
You're talking about the configuration of the aircraft.
Yes, 3 presidents. President Mills has used it. President Mahama has used it. Akufo-Addo has used it. I was very amazed that they chose to use the word Akufo-Addo cannot shower in it. Why didn't they say John Mahama couldn't? That's what I meant. Why didn't they say President Mills could not shower in it? Why didn't they say that? So that's why I said that it is pure mischief and propaganda. Whoever wrote that story, for them, is pure mischief and propaganda. Because there were 3 presidents that have used this aircraft. And I said, no president. Why did they pick Akufo-Addo's name? What is the motivation to pick Akufo-Addo's name? Were they trying to ridicule him to the people of Ghana? Why didn't they say John Mahama? Another airline could have said John Mahama cannot use this, couldn't have showered.
Nitiwul says John Mahama couldn't have showered in
because I said no president. He has used it before. Yeah. They could have said, Nitiwul says President Mills cannot shower in this aircraft. Why did they pick the name of Akufo-Addo?
Because you are Akufo-Addo's minister, maybe.
But that's wrong. That is the most reason why I know Akufo-Addo's name. I could have, if I wanted to mention his name, I could have said Akufo-Addo cannot shower in it.
And you were talking about the configuration of the aircraft.
I was actually making the point that this configuration of this aircraft with the numbers and the way it is configured is not good for the Air Force to be able to use it to work efficiently. And so we should try and get them a big capacity aircraft. In fact, I was talking generally. I was not even talking of a specific person. I was not even referring to a specific period. I was talking generally that the Air Force is making these points. And anybody who goes to the Air Force today to meet them, they will make that same point.
So what are the 3 other questions Ablakwa asked you?
So the 3 questions Ablakwa asked me was, 1, why is it that if this aircraft was in prime condition, we didn't use it? And I said, no, I cannot answer because you didn't bring me here to talk about President's travel. So I'm not talking about President's travel.
Okay.
Then he then asked the 3rd question that had to do with the capacity of the aircraft that I said is 11 plus crew. But he's telling me on authority that it is 15. And I said, 11 plus crew is the same thing as you 15, are saying, because it's 11 plus 4. Okay. That's 15. The 3rd question he said is that, why? Is it not better for Ghana to buy a new presidential jet than what we are currently doing?
The Honorable Samia Ablakwa asked that question.
He asked me that question.
That is it not better for Ghana to buy a new jet?
That was his last question. Is it not better for Ghana to buy a new jet? And I said, Honorable Member, that's all I've been saying to you. That was my answer. I said, all I've been saying to the people of Ghana through Parliament is that give the Air Force a new presidential jet. So I agree with you perfectly. And I thank you very much. I actually use the word, I thank you very much for concluding that it is better for us to buy a new strategic airlift for the Air Force that they can use to do presidential travels, they can use to do strategic airlifts, they can use to lift soldiers, they can use to lift Black Stars, they can use to lift Foreign Affairs, Agric Ministry, or any other ministry that would need the services of the Air Force, as they are saying they want to do. Because we are wasting a lot more money, or we are spending a lot more money trying to not buy it than we are currently buying. Like I said, my ministry alone has cost the taxpayers over $50 million.
With the travel of troops.
With the travel of troops only. Just my ministry alone. I've not talked about foreign affairs. I've not spoken about the presidency. I've not spoken about chieftaincy. I've not spoken about finance. I've not spoken about youth and sports. If you put all together, it has cost the state over $100 million for not having that kind of large body.
Based on a decision taken in 2009 that we cannot buy
So
it.
I thanked Ablakwa that I thanked him for saying that it will be a good idea rather to buy a new aircraft. And you can go to the Hansard. In fact, I'll supply you his question on the Hansard for you to see. It's clear. He concluded that it's much better to buy a new aircraft than what we are doing. And I thanked him and I said, my brother, this is all I've been saying the whole of my presentation. And I can tell you that on both sides, it was the NDC that looked shell-shocked. They were not happy on the floor of Parliament. The majority was rather jubilating because the way I answered the question, it was clear that if somebody thought that there was going to be controversy, it was not there. Only for me to come out.
I saw a headline from CTFM that says, Nitiwul to be grilled by Ablakwa.
So before
the expectation was that you were going
before I
to be,
went there, CTFM had put up a headline saying Nitiwul to be grilled. And by the time we finished, Ablakwa and myself agreed that we needed a new presidential jet. And that was exactly why I went to Parliament. I did not go to Parliament to talk about the president's travel. And I never talked about the president's travel. I didn't talk about the cost. I never talked about
because that was not asked of you.
No, it wasn't asked. That was outside politics and propaganda that Ablakwa and Co are doing. It had nothing to do with the question in Parliament. The question in Parliament was the state of the Falcon, and I took the opportunity to explain to him why we think that the Falcon is not adequate, and concluded by saying that if I were just to answer his question, I would have said, yes, it is in good condition and left. But I wanted the members to understand why this Falcon is not fit for purpose and that we needed a larger aircraft to serve Ghana.
So you said when you left Parliament, what happened?
So when I left Parliament, I left Parliament with the impression that, look, everything was okay. We had done only for me to go for what we call a National Security Council meeting. I was there till around 4.
Well, that's a powerful council meeting.
Yeah. From Parliament, I went straight. In fact,
every important person was there.
In fact, Parliament, the council meeting started at 11. I couldn't go. Because I needed to be in Parliament. And so I had to go quickly to go and present my case and go and for us to talk about armed robbery, I had to stop all these kind of things and the strategies we use. So I reached there around 12:30, and then we proceeded to finish the council meeting around 4. Only for me to come out and be hit with some propaganda headline that Nitiwul says Akufo-Addo cannot bath in a presidential. Obviously wrong.
Who sent
misleading.
It to you?
I saw it on my phone.
On Joy Online?
On Joy Online. And then people started sharing. I was shocked. I was so shocked. I'm like, what sort of journalism do we have in Ghana? I didn't say that. If you wanted to infer, quote what I have said and say you are inferring. You believe that this is what he meant. But don't say I said it, because I didn't say that. You know, I thought journalism should be higher than this. I thought that in journalism school, you are told not to think for the interviewer. You are expected to quote what the interviewer has said.
But what you said, I can put Akufo-Addo's name in there as much as I can put John Mohammed's name in there.
But even with that, I'll blame you. Even
Why?
with that, I will say that don't do that. Quote what Nitiwul has said.
Yes, they said no president can take a shower in.
So if you say that...
So Nitiwul says no Ghanaian president can take a shower in the Falcon.
Which is a fact.
You are fine with that?
Which is a fact.
But Nitiwul says
Akufo-Addo.
Akufo-Addo is a Ghanaian president.
No, I'm saying, but that's inference.
Yes, it is.
Just as John Mahama is a Ghanaian president.
Mahama is a Ghanaian. Professor Mills is a Ghanaian,
president.
So if I put Akufo-Addo in there, it's correct inference.
No, I'm saying that.
Just as it is correct when I put John Mohammed's name in there.
I understand. When you put Akufo-Addo there and leave it at that, and you don't put John Mahama or you don't put Mills, then you are doing propaganda.
I get your point. Okay, so I can say Nitiwul says Akufo-Addo, John Mahama, and Professor Mills could not have taken a shower in there.
List all the presidents who have used this aircraft.
Yes.
And then you'll be correct.
Yes, I get it.
Because they were all Ghanaian presidents.
Yeah.
But the moment you stick to only Akufo-Addo, then you are doing propaganda against the MPP. In fact, you are doing propaganda against Akufo-Addo.
Yes,
and that's what those media houses did.
And then I'm seeking to make ordinary Ghanaians feel that he is doing something wrong.
Something wrong.
Yeah.
Because that's not what I said.
Lowering his image before the general public.
Because that's not what I said. And that's obviously, I will never say that. No minister will even say such a thing. It's too silly. It is too elementary for any minister
It's basic.
to say that. Too basic. No minister will say such a thing. You will not go and say Akufo-Addo said Akufo-Addo said he cannot shower.
Have you spoken to Joy after that? We have showed the video.
Yes, I did.
About
I
that.
went there, told them.
Have they changed it, the headline?
No. As at the time, throughout the whole night, they didn't change. They still left it as top story. Top story should mean that that is the most important story that you picked from the person's thing. But this one is comedy.
It's comedy.
Comedy.
I see.
You don't reduce this very important topic to comedy. That's exactly what has happened. It's pure comedy. It's for laughing.
Because because when you read it, you will laugh.
Yeah, it's for laughing things. That's not how Joy should operate. I don't want you to be here ridiculing Joy, but I don't think that's how they should operate. And I think that the standards have been lowered. And I'm not.
Well, you said that on the show.
I am actually going
Evans
to petition.
with you. said that on the show.
I told them in their face.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to petition the National Media House so that at least
National Media Commission. Yeah.
and at least they can use that opportunity to reaffirm what they teach journalists in the journalism school, so that journalists will know that yes, you can infer. Nobody says don't infer, but do the right thing by saying you are inferring. But when you put the headline as it is, and most people just read the headline, it is misleading. It will look as if Nitiwul said Akufo-Addo cannot take a shower in that aircraft, so he didn't take it. That's not what Nitiwul said. That's obviously very wrong. And I think that it is unfair to Akufo-Addo. It's particularly unfair to Nitiwul, and you are doing propaganda. And I will repeat that word several times, that they are doing propaganda.
So you're calling on them to withdraw the...
I've told them they should withdraw it and even apologize. If they want, they can write what I said and do the inference. I have no problem.
Okay. The headline should be straight what
you said. What I said and do the inference.
Therefore, it means Akufo-Addo couldn't.
I don't have a problem.
Okay, but to headline that, as if that is what you told
said,
Parliament,
then it's propaganda.
That I agree with you. It's ridiculous for a minister to tell Parliament something like that.